Hello and welcome back to the Hoodriich Chronicles, baby. So let's talk about it. We've now reached this point within the season for Marvel Rivals that everything is going pretty interestingly. How can I best put it? It's better and worse at the same time. Let me explain. The game feels a lot better overall to play if you're playing, say for instance, the practice range, if you're playing the practice modes. The new the PvE mode with Ultron is fun. It's pretty quick, pretty condensed, but it is what it is for its mode. You get a free Ultron skin if you pass the hard mode with MVP, and it's actually the MCU skin, which I'm so happy about. But here's another thing that I don't understand with NetEase and what they do. They release a Scarlet Witch skin, but you can only get an extra MVP screen if you purchase a bundle with Winter Soldier. And I'm like, okay, so if Scarlet Witch gets 2 MVP screens for Age of Ultron, why can't Ultron get 2 MVP screens? And I just had to bring that up because I was like, wait a minute, you literally could have done that line where Ultron was talking to Black Widow in the movie Age of Ultron, and he destroys himself and shows that he upgraded to a bigger model. Everybody was begging for that for an MVP screen, and I'm like, it's a robot. It's not hurting a human. It's doing a cool scene of destruction. Why is this not the MVP screen? And don't get me wrong, now the one they have, it is nice. But I'm like, if Scarlet Witch can have 2 MVP screens, why can't Ultron also had a paid option for an MVP screen? Or even like they gave us the walk where this Chrysalis, from Age of Ultron. And I was like, y'all make some very weird, really weird decisions in that executive room. I see that now. Like whoever is in there really does not fully know American culture. They just don't, and you can just tell that, or they just don't really pay attention to the the media feedback of social media about certain things. Because I know for a fact, myself included, lots of other players really wanted the Age of Ultron to be epic. And don't get me wrong, what we got was good per se, and I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad. It's just very condensed. It's a condensed mode that once you've beaten normal and hard and got the skins, okay. Like, and so you're sitting there like, there's no gear to get like in Blood Hunt. There's no gear to farm. You use the cards in there. Okay, you have to beat the game with the other characters first before you unlock Wanda. Then you get Wanda and it's like, okay, that's it. All right. You get the hard mode. You beat that, and don't get me wrong, it's a very fun encounter. It's a very fun miniature encounter. I like it. It's great. Okay, baby, what else? Like, I just looking at it like, okay, you did all that. What did the budget go all the way to the Egyptian skins that didn't even go on black characters? Like, I'm trying to figure this out. Like, and you're gonna get clowned for this, NetEase, because again, how did you make an entire Egyptian themed battle pass with Apocalypse in it? Storm, who is born. Sorry, she was in Cairo as a child. Okay, you could have did a pickpocket skin. I'm like, how does Storm not have a Cairo skin? How does she not? How does she not have a Horseman of Apocalypse skin? How does she not? Okay, Black Panther. He worships Bast. Guess who Bast is? Bast, or Bastet, is the ancient Egyptian goddess of cats and fertility. And she also happens to be the patron goddess of Wakanda. So you have an Egyptian goddess, yet her avatar is not even in the skin, in the theme, in the skin. What? She's not in the battle pass. Just what? And then like you put Deadpool in there as a mummy, and I'm looking at y'all like, I can't take y'all seriously for nothing. I just can't. You put Iron Man in a pharaoh armor, but you can't find a way to put any of the black characters in an Egyptian based theme, or even Moon Knight, another Egyptian based character. I'm like, how is he not in how is he not in this battle pass? What are they on? Maybe they're going to do it later. I don't know. Maybe it's scheduling. Maybe it's executive meetings. Maybe there's something I'm just not seeing altogether. And I'm just putting it out there. But from what it looks like, the end product comes down to, it looks like a lot of bad decisions are being made when it comes to these battle passes. A lot of bad decisions are being made when it comes to skin releases, especially legendaries. And it seems like, I don't know, it seems like y'all are trying way too hard to make people try to like Luna Snow. If anything, you're making us hate her. I'm just going to put that out there. The more you keep trying to push black characters to the side and put Luna Snow front and center, makes me just go, I do not like that bitch. What the fuck? Name 5 comics, just like what KOL said on his YouTube video, which is hilarious, by the way. Name 5 comics Luna Snow was in without Google. Exactly. Name a story arc Luna Snow was in outside of Rivals. I'll wait. You see what I'm saying? But yet you shower her with this heavy favoritism. And then when you play her in the game, I'm like, okay, she's pretty much hella with heals, but all right, girl, like you gotta freeze, that stuns them. You have a get out of a jail free card with a team up. Okay. All right, girl, you can kind of self-heal with a snowflake. Okay. But outside of that, it's like you want us to be hyped up for a character that's literally mediocre. And I'm calling her mediocre because Luna Snow is very mediocre. Okay, yes, she can do a lot of damage. Yes. Hell, I play Ultron. I know about strats that can do a lot of damage. Hell, I'd be spiking the hell out of her. I'm like, girl, if you don't get out of my way. if you don't take them South Korean bundles out my face. Like But no, it's crazy because they put so much emphasis on freaking Luna Snow. So much emphasis on these Gooner skins. So much emphasis on characters that, while popular, you're blatantly eclipsing all the other characters you have. And then you're wondering why certain sales ain't going through. Baby, it's your fault. Like, come on, ladies. We can do better than that. We really can do better than that. Let's just be honest here. You can do better than that. And this blatant favoritism for duelists, it just has to stop. It just has to stop, ladies. You're going to have to fill the other 2 roles, dog. There's just way too many duelist characters compared to, like, Vanguard and Strategist, to the point that even people who don't play the game are noticing the glaring inconsistency of it. And before you come in here, oh, well, every hero shooter, shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Other hero shooters have other balancing things in play that you can have more duelists or, like, you know, damage dealers. You don't have that in Marvel Rivals. Let me tell you what happened in a match I had last night. Okay. This is the last match I had, and it was so bad I had to leave the match. It was that bad. Okay. Where I picked Hella. I was the first one to load in because I have a very fast connection. I'm gonna be honest. Got my I got my really fast Google Fiber gaming connection. So I load in first quite often in a lot of matches. Okay. As soon as I hit Hella, I knew the next thing that was going to happen, other people install DPS also. I say, here we go. Here we fucking go. It was 4 duelists and 2 strategists. I was like, all right. Nobody asked to tank because I was like, I'm not solo tanking. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. And when y'all ask me why is it, you know, Hood, you know, why don't you solo tank? I'm gonna tell you why I don't solo tank. The reason why I don't solo tank is because it's an abusive position. And coming from a lifetime of abuse, especially in childhood, no, I'm good. I'm good on that, dog. I can see the pattern, I can recognize the pattern, and I'm good on that. Oh, well, you're doing such a good job. No, baby, you're gaslighting because you don't want to play the Vanguard. That's okay. You got it. Huh? My ass. So what I do now is, if I see you're about to leave me stranded as a solo Vanguard, I immediately pick the duelist or strategist. But I will not solo tank. I won't do it. I just won't do it. And before the Vanguard mains come in here and get on my ass about, oh my God, you're a flex player, you should be able to, baby, you're carrying a torch with no prize. Let me say that again for more clarity. You're carrying a torch that has no prize. And who are you carrying that torch for? Unless it's for your own self-satisfaction, your teammates do not care. You want me to tell you the harsh truth about why they don't care? Because they don't have to do it. This is why I don't solo tank for Marvel Rivals. This is exactly why I don't do it. Because it's a thankless job. You hardly get MVP. You have to do way more work than duelist mains have to do to get MVP. Okay. And then God forbid if you have a white fox, because you know she's the biggest MVP thief. Her and Jubilee, major MVP thieves. But what who am I talking about? Hell, I'm an Ultron player and I've stolen MVP quite a few times. You see. So again, my point is, what's the point? Why punish yourself for a greedy, toxic player base that don't really care about you like that, unless you're playing with friends? Okay. That's a different story. I get that. People play with their friends and they, all right, I'll play this role, I'll play that role, da da da. And I had an incident with that, matter of fact, in Elder Scrolls, where my friends invited me to play the game. I'm learning the game. It's a really fun game. And slowly but surely, they tried to muscle me into the tank role. And I said, no, we're not doing that. What? We're not doing that. And I remember it too. It was my boy Will. I love him to pieces. That's my broski. But when I tell you we got into it, we got into it. I was like, dog, how you going to want to go into a dungeon with no tank? We can do it, dog. No, you're being an idiot. And I can tell you don't have much experience with MMOs because, yeah, you're walking in blind thinking that you're going to fool us in the Conquering Dungeon. And let me tell you what would end up happening. We'll get our asses whipped so bad, we will quit the dungeon after like 8 tries. And I'm like, well, this just ain't going to work, boo. Well, I don't want to tank because this is the role I want and this is the role I like and da-da-da-da. All this philosophical bullshit to skirt accountability. And I told him, I said, well, I'm going to tell you something, baby. You already do what you do. And I get that. But you should also understand that there's things in life that we may not necessarily want to do, but there may be funner ways to do it. Okay? And this is me talking to every single player out there that's stubborn about the damage dealer role. This goes beyond just Marvel Rivals. This goes into like fantasy game genres and all that stuff. It's like everybody wants to be a damage dealer. Everybody wants to be the hero. Everybody wants to be the star, but nobody wants to clean up and nobody wants to do the work. I mean, I didn't mean to get all philosophical with this video. I mean, I really didn't, but here the flip we are. Here the flip we are. Okay, so not everybody gets to be the damage dealer because we don't need 5 damage dealers. I'm sorry, was it? Yeah, we don't need 6 damage dealers. Okay, it doesn't have to be 2-2-2, but if you only have 1 strategist, you're going to die. Okay, so you got 2 strategists. See, that's the funniest thing. The player base understands that concept very well. They understand we need at least two strategists, because if we don't, we're going to die. That is a hard rock fact. That strategist is the key to living. We need that. But then right after that, it's like, wait a minute, you need that Vanguard. Why? Because the Vanguard has more health. The Vanguard can make space. The Vanguard gains ground. The Vanguard pushes the team forward. But you don't want that role because that's called responsibility. No, you want to get off work. You want to jump on Black Panther or Black Pat or Spider-Man or Daredevil or Iron Fist or Magic, and you just want to spam kills. Baby, 18 versus 18 is right over there. I'm trying to tell y'all, the sooner y'all make peace with realizing not everybody can be a duelist, the sooner the game gets better. The sooner people can realize that, other roles can be fun too. It'll get a lot better. The sooner NetEase can finally start filling in the other 2 roles, however slow drip like a coffee machine it's going to be, then it can finally get better. But in the meantime, what they can stop doing is they can stop showering so much affection and attention on duelists. Stop treating them like they're the lifeblood, because they're really kind of not. Yeah, there's a majority of them, but a lot of them are extremely bad. And let me tell you what happens when you get a lot of bad duelists in your game lobby. What ends up happening is, and you're carrying the kills, those people don't get better. because just like Rio said, they don't want to get better, because if they did, they'd be in the practice range. If they did, they go into practice versus AI with me and actually try to get better. I had that Black Panther last night on that game that I quit. He was literally 9 and 11. Okay, Twin Towers. Okay, like sorry about that, but it's like you got 9 kills, but you have 11 deaths. Homie, just swap. Jesus, just swap. But they won't swap. They won't swap. They get killed over and over and over. And I just like, what goes through the head of a person like that? And again, I blame George W. Bush, because I'm like, this is some No Child Left Behind nonsense, because I do not get this mentality. I just do not understand it. I guess maybe because I'm a Gen Xer, I just don't get it. No, it's not working. Let's try something else. All right, I got killed. You know what? Let me. Okay, what did I do wrong? Hold on. Let me figure this out. Accountability is like penis. It only hurts the first time, y'all. But this is Hoodriich, and I will catch y'all on the flip.